so yeah, I really don't have a goal for this. I'm gonna get as far as I can in this episode and then record another one. I really don't know. I have played this game before and I've beaten it twice, so I'm not gonna start raging. I'm just trying to be careful here. I haven't really played the game in a while. God, this FPS is
There's no
super
feeling
bad.
more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in
Sexy
the
hiking
commute.
is better than this game.
If you
It
won
was
some money
free.
at the casino and then put all your
That
winnings
game
on
had,
red but it came
like,
up
actual
black.
movements other than just
If you got your
the hammer.
best shirt
This
dry
game
cleaned
was,
before a
actually
wedding
really good.
and then immediately dropped food on it.
I mean, it
If
is
you won an
4 years
argument
old,
with a
but
friend
still,
and then later
I
discovered
love this game.
that they just returned to their original view, starting
I haven't
over
posted
is
in a while,
harder than
so
starting
this will
up.
be a good
If you're not
episode to
ready for
post.
that, like if you've already had a bad
Just keep
day,
talking.
then what you're about to go through might be too much.
Treat this guy.
Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
I'm not. I have.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazzuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B
Oh,
game.
it fell.
It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
That's all I'm really doing.
Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it.
Also, shout
Prod
out to
and
my
poke
friend,
at it, exploring the limits of your
who
reach and your
makes my
strength,
day
trying to find a way up and over.
every time.
And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise.
That time.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake.
They know who
You can
they
be
are.
completely
Thank
confident
you.
in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time.
That
In
means a
that
lot to
sense,
me that anyone
every
actually
pixelated
subscribes
obstacle
to
in
me.
Sexy Hiking is real.
Especially because, like, it shows that
The
there's
obstacles in
support.
Sexy
I don't care
Hiking
if
are
you don't watch
unyielding,
any of my
and that
videos
makes the game uniquely
at all.
frustrating.
See,
But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing,
stop
and it's
watching my
authentic to the
videos.
process
But
of building
thank
a
you for,
game about
just
climbing.
coming around. I'm not.
A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain.
Like and subscribe.
I'd have an idea for a
See you
new
all
obstacle,
around.
and I'd build
Bye.
it, test
You have,
it,
like,
and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault, as a player rather than as a builder.
A dead horse.
Imaginary mountains build themselves from our
But
efforts to climb them.
This game is just
And it's our
fun.
repeated attempts to reach the
soon
summit
as I got
that
the
turns those mountains into
laptop,
something real.
And I finally.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with
actually did
ideas.
this.
And that can be like working with quickset cement.
It's nice.
You mold your ideas into a certain shape
Talking
that
to
can be played
people.
with. And in the process of playing with them, they
I
begin to
don't know
harden
if-
and set until they're immutable, like rock.
I don't know.
And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new
I'm not
ideas.
doing Twitch. I'm not doing Twitch. That place is toxic.
For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects,
I
bought in a
don't
store
really
and assembled into a
have
world.
anything else to say, but I'm
And for the most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them
get,
are.
like, to Orange Hell.
I mean they're trash in
I'll
the
try-
way that
I'll
food
try to
becomes
pass
trash
Orange
as
Hell
soon as you
and
put it in the
I'll
sink.
stop the video.
Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context. And once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash, but only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music, B philosophy.
I mean,
maybe this is what digital culture is.
To be honest,
a monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
Ever since I've heard of this game,
there's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight.
Thank you for watching my video. And,
in this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things?
If they ever do get on trending, then I won't be surprised.
When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly. A quick fix for the fickle, some tricks for the clicks of the feckless. But that's not you. You're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat. Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too. But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far. Feeling frustrated? It's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge. I only want the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit. It's licorice. Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
When it hits the 9-minute mark, I'll stop recording. But hey, thanks for watching.
Oh no.
Alright, thanks for watching. See you soon. In 2 seconds probably.